Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 Episode 3 because we got the opening minutes and a sneak peek to discuss. So it looks to be a real good episode. This looks to be Dwight's first episode. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start off with the opening minutes. And the opening minutes begins with the group clearing out those roadblocks. So whatever group this is, the group that took out the CRM, the helicopter group, as some call it, they are setting up these roadblocks and basically kind of trapping the group around it because this is real cool little sequence where we have the group killing the walkers, and then we have Luciana marking, where the roadblocks are, and she says that it's creating a perimeter. So obviously, it's all around them. And yeah, like I said, so there's a real cool sequence where we have people killing the walkers, which are the roadblocks, and then Luciana making the mark on it. But I want to talk a little bit about the roadblocks because they are interesting, because it looks like all the roadblocks are these walkers tied up together that we've seen in previous trailers and stuff, which is definitely interesting. Because it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Saviors in season 6 when the group was getting to the hilltop. I love that finale. Say what you want to say about the little cliffhanger at the end, which, yeah, I guess that was definitely irritating, but I love the sequence where the group was going places and we seen the roadblocks. I love that because there was a lot of great tension building, and it does look like season 5 of Fear isn't going to be doing that because it's a little bit of a montage of them just killing the walkers and then making their roadblocks, which I don't want to say is a bad thing, but I looking back at season 6 of The Walking Dead, I just love that building up of tension, so it would have been pretty cool to see Fear do that also. But then again, I understand why they wouldn't, because there is a shit ton of roadblocks, which also is interesting because whatever group this is, or we know what group it is, it's the CRM, the helicopter group that took Rick away. We just don't know too much about them, but this group, they have access to a lot of walkers, which again, if you look at little things here and there, this group is I'm almost certain 100% that this group is doing experiments on people and walkers and weird stuff like that, because obviously they have access to a lot of walkers, and they're also tying them up with chains and guts and their intestines. It's super weird. So yeah, this group is definitely not this would be a group that would do experiments because they're comfortable with that kind of stuff. But yeah, Luciana does mention that it's making a perimeter. You guys let me know in the comments down below. Why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think the CRM are kind of blocking them all around and they can't really escape this area? I think it's because of the experiments. It could be connected to radiation if this group is connected with the radiation group, or the radiation person, Grace. She seemed to kind of be on her own, but we'll see. But I do think this group is going to be separate, and they are just wanting to have these people for experiments or to talk to them or something like that. I don't think they are, just quarantining them. I think they're up to something bad. So that's what I think is happening. You guys let me know in the comments down below. The group is also split up, and then the opening minutes kind of follows June and John, where they go to that western town because they kind of go far away and they kind of lose signal with the radio, and Morgan and Luciana tell him that you're losing signal and there's a gas station nearby, so go there if you get lost or something, or they're gonna meet up there. But they go far away because they're obviously losing signal, and they come up to a roadblock, and when they get out to clear it, somebody starts shooting at them, and they have to get in their car and just book it, and they just drive through the roadblock. I believe the person shooting at them is going to be part of the CRM. We also know Dwight's coming back in this episode. It's kind of been confirmed already by multiple sources, and I think they even posted it. It's one of the cast members posted on social media or something. So Dwight for sure is coming in this episode, which I'm very excited about. But I don't think this is going to be Dwight, because I don't know if Dwight would just shoot at John and June randomly. I feel like he's kind of minding his own business. He left to look for his wife. I don't think he wants to get caught up in trouble again, especially after coming out, of All Out War and dealing with Negan and the Saviors. I don't think it's going to be Dwight. It could be, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be someone connected with the CRM. We'll see. And then when they're driving, they pass this sign that says Humbug's Gulch, and then John kind of just stares at it for a second because this is his old town that he is familiar with, because and June says, what is it? And then we cut to the town. We have all these walkers attracted to this windmill. I don't know why. It might be because of the sound, or there might be a crow up there. I don't know. But they're all attracted to this windmill. And then we have like to do a little bit of a town entrance where we have the stereotypical tumbleweed, which always blows in a western town. We have a horse here which is tied up, so obviously they're not alone. Somebody's gonna be here, and this is where Dwight might come into play. This might be Dwight, we'll see. But obviously that horse is tied up, so there's going to be somebody here. In the trailer we got for this episode, we had somebody pointing a gun at John in this town. That could be Dwight. I could definitely see Dwight doing something like that just for security. I mean, everybody does that in the apocalypse, like pointing a gun at somebody they don't know. So I could see Dwight doing that. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, so I'm excited for this. Because I like John, I like his characters, so this makes sense with him. But then we have June and John getting out of the car. And June kind of asks him, like, what is his place? And then he says, it's my old stomping ground. Welcome to the Gulch. So this obviously is somewhere that, John is familiar with. I also want to read the synopsis for this episode real quick because it does kind of help us out to, figuring out what exactly is going to be going on with June and John. So the synopsis says, June and Dory take shelter to hide from a threat, but a misunderstanding with a desperate survivor leads to trouble. Alicia and Morgan face a dangerous obstacle. So that definitely helps, clear out what exactly is going on. So they hide from a threat, which is obviously that person that's shooting them, but then it says a misunderstanding with a desperate survivor. That most likely is going to be, Dwight. And I can definitely see Dwight being the person at this little town because of that horse. And the misunderstanding is probably June and John thinking that Dwight was the person shooting at them, and Dwight was the guy at the, he's part of the CRM or whatever who took Al. That most likely is going to be the misunderstanding, which is going to lead to trouble. But I'm sure when they might even capture him and take him back, and then when Morgan sees him, and then they're gonna be like, oh, you guys know each other, so that probably is the misunderstanding. So that's where the opening minutes ends off. But then we also got another interesting sneak peek, which involves Luciana and Alicia, and they're in their car and they hear the voices of those kids that we saw in the premiere. So in this sneak peek, we have Alicia trying to talk to Morgan, and Morgan isn't picking up, so she switches the channels, and then we hear Annie and Dylan talking. And then Annie tells Dylan to come back to the car, and Dylan says that he found some canned corn, and then Annie's like, don't say where you are, because they're listening. And I don't think they're not really running away from like Alicia and them. They're running away from somebody else, which I don't know who it could be. I think it may be part of the CRM also, unless they want to, because we still have Logan. It could be Logan's group, but somebody is after these kids, because Alicia says like, we want to help. And then Annie says like, Alicia, what's wrong with you? We said to leave us alone. And then at the end of the sneak peek, there's somebody, Annie says like, I see them, hide. And when Alicia says, where are you? And Annie says that, if we tell you, they're gonna find us. I really hope we see stuff from their point of view, because it sounds interesting. And then at the end there, she did say that she sees them. I think it's gonna be the CRM, because they're the ones that are like, it looks to be like capturing people. You guys let me know in the comments down below, who do you think it is? I think it's gonna be the CRM that they're running from. And I don't know, I don't really know what connection they have with them. Maybe they just know about them and they're capturing everybody, but we'll see. And I know in the beginning of the video I said there is one sneak peek, but there's actually two sneak peeks. There was one from Screen Rant, my apologies, but I'm still going to cover it in this video. And the sneak peek is pretty much a continuation from the opening minutes when they come into the town. That person that was shooting at them on the road follows them into this little town. And then we have a little bit of a dust storm also, but John really wraps up this little gunfight super quick. John has real good aim. He probably has like the best aim that I've seen on The Walking Dead. It's real good, because John is hiding behind his car, and then he gets up and just real quick shoots the guy, and he falls down. He doesn't die or anything, he just falls down, and then he gets up. John runs after him. He kills these two other walkers in fashion, and then he turns around and the guy has a gun on him. And it looks like this guy actually may be Dwight, because it looks like he's on his own. The CRM guy had like that suit on. I don't know if they're all the members are walking around with that suit on, but if that is Dwight, I feel like it's a little bit out of character, because why would Dwight be shooting just random people? Who knows? But again, it has been a couple months since All Out War, because there has been some time jumps in between episodes in season 4 and 5. So it has been a while. So maybe he's been through a lot. He probably has. But I can't wait to find out exactly what's been going on with Dwight. but this is the episode Dwight comes back. So let me know in the comments down below if you're excited for Dwight. That is where the sneak peek ends, so I am gonna wrap it up there. Those are 2 sneak peeks and the opening minutes. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Again, thank you guys for watching, and if for more Walking Dead videos, just hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.